Hello Math 2413 students, welcome to Calculus. This is the first of 4 introduction videos I show you, and this one is devoted to the syllabus. Here in the welcome page, let's go to the menu bar here, and whenever you click home, you're going to come back to this welcome screen. And then the next item on the menu bar is supposed to be the announcement. But we don't have announcement yet because this semester didn't begin yet. As a matter of fact, I'm recording the very first announcement right now, so it's not ready. But by the time you're here, by the time the semester is actually open, then you'll have an announcement. And this video, along with the other 3, will be the announcement, the very first announcement. Now, the next item is the syllabus. I'll show you. And here you can see the syllabus here, and you can download it and open. I already opened here, and that's the syllabus. Let's see, we have course information, and then instructor information here, and office hours and things like those. And then, well, some bureaucratic information, not very important for you. And finally, here's something important. Required reading. Well, the old version of the syllabus used to call required textbook, but nowadays people are not really using the textbook very often, so the default is changed into required reading, and everything is linked to website. And I'll show you that in the 4th introduction video. In any case, it's required. Now, as for this purchasing, well, I know it's an expensive software. I mean, they used to be about 90 days. They used to have about $90, but now I think it went up 100 something, 120 something like that. It's terrible, but what choice do we have? We are using the education material, which are copyrighted, and the people in website worked hard to create, so we have to pay. So that's required, so we'll use that. And then as for the class key and how to get in, we'll talk about it in the 4th video. And as for the paper version of the textbook, it's right here. It's not really required, but if you are getting some lucrative scholarship that pays, or not only the required reading but also the paper version of the textbook, then you can purchase and then use it and then sell it later. Now, if you're a kind of old-fashioned student who studied better with paper version, but you don't want to spend a lot of money, then consider purchasing older edition of the same textbook. Something like 5th edition or 6th edition. You can get dirt cheap actually. I've seen some students getting an old version in about $5, including the shipping and handling. So that's something you can certainly consider. Compared with the old version, very little changed as a matter of fact. New exercise set, a little bit more beautiful graphics, and that's about it. Mathematical content did not change at all. So purchasing old version makes a lot of sense, so that's something open to you. Another requirement is here, Wolfram Player. I'll show you here. I already opened it, and I think the location service found this one out, University of North Texas, and then when I clicked it, it gave you institutional email address. And then when I gave them this information, this is available. So Wolfram Mathematica Online, and then you can install and then get an account. You can do all kind of thing. And basically you can use the full version of Mathematica, except that you have to do it online. But nowadays that's not too much of a problem. And the internet connection speed is blazingly fast these days. So that's something you can consider. But Wolfram Mathematica, even if it is web version, it can be an overkilling. If you're a mathematics major, okay, that makes sense, but otherwise it's an overkilling. So for most of the students, just a free version will do. So, here, well, from player page, scroll down and click this red button, so start download, and then run this installer, which I won't do because I already have Wolfram Mathematica. So if I try to reinstall, that's going to cause conflict. So I'm not going to do that. But if you run the installer and do it as an administrator, you'll be able to install Wolfram Player in your machine. And that's a free software that will read all Mathematica file, but you cannot write it or program it. The full version will give you that, but that's something you can do. So get your Wolfram and then install it, and that's required component. Without it, you won't be able to read any of my lesson notebook. So these two are required: WebAssign and Wolfram. Okay, and then we have some bureaucratic information here. And then finally, timetable. Well, this is a timetable I'm trying to follow. We have 2 exams and 2 projects, and then all those lessons here, weekly plan. And exam in week 7 and week 15, 2 exams. And then the final week will be used for second attempts and third attempts, and doing some projects. If you're a little bit behind doing homework, things like those. If you score 70 or higher and pass all those exams, then you're through. But if you didn't, if you scored only 52, if you scored only 47, then you really want to study again, then raise up your score through second attempt and third attempt. And they will increase the score. Score will never go down up to the maximum of 70 in order to protect the student who did well in the original test. So in order to earn an A, it's going to be important to earn 90 or higher in the original test. Exam 1A, exam 2A. But if you didn't, then instead of failing entire course and redoing it the next semester, just fail the exam within the semester and take it again. Exam 1B and exam 1C, and hopefully you can get pretty close to 70. And if you do get 70, well, considering that your homeworks and other things will probably raise up your score, you're actually pretty close to BC borderline, as a matter of fact, not just CD to borderline. So you're back in passing range. Same for exam 2. But after exam 2, we have only 1 week, so your schedule is rather tight. After exam 1, we have plenty of weeks to cover. So keep those in your mind. And yeah, grading scale, 10% for Canvas written assignment, and 10% for computer drills through WebAssign, and projects 1 and 2, 10% each. Oh, excuse me, not 10% each. They add up to 10%. So those are 10, 10, 10. And then midterm exam 30%, final exam 40%, kind of like that. Yeah, final has a little bit bigger weight because it's kind of cumulative, and then covers more ground and things like that. Yeah, that's about it. And you can read through. Okay, that's syllabus. Oh, one more thing. Let me go to that exam policy. Yeah, exam policy. Exam should be taken. 1-page formula sheet will be allowed in exams, but not the entire notebook or tablet or laptop. But I don't know whether we can do that. If it becomes a Canvas exam, things are going to be a bit different. We'll talk about the exams as we get closer. The use of AI and other external assistance is prohibited in exams, of course. As for the assignment, yeah, external assistance is allowed. Tutors, other students, talking AI tools and so on. But you have to cite those properly and honestly. If you got some help from teammates, or work with your fellow students, write those names, and then if you got some AI tool help, cite it appropriately, and got some help from tutoring service, again cite. It's basically citation practice as well. I'm not gonna impose this strict citation guideline just like those writing intensive courses. So we are not there yet as far as math is concerned. So just any kind of appropriate citation will do. But uncited, that's actually a plagiarism. So beware about those. I guess that's about it. Otherwise, nothing much. Yeah, so much for the syllabus. Let's see, is there any more that we have to know here? No, nothing much. So much for the first video, and we'll meet again for lesson modules in a moment.